kōrero, he ngaiwi o te motu nei. Nā te aro hakapiri mai, tātou ia tātou e. Nau mai e te iwi ki tēnei whiringa tōko, tēnei te kemu whakamutunga o te whakataetai. Whakatane, 38th year, 2026. And who else to do this game with but the man himself, Mr. Peter McIntyre. Kia ora, Pete.
Kia ora, and we've come to the penultimate, the Open Men's Final, Loaded and Pearl Jam. You know, you've got superstar athletes in both teams. You know, I go to Loaded and you can't go past the be-all, the blonde Maddie Sinclair. You know, I've rated this boy, and I think in this tournament he needs to take this game by the scruff of the hand, scruff of the neck, and lead his team into victory. On the other side, you've got a few go-tos. You know, you've got the Nate Rolliston, you've got the Burgess brothers, you've got you've got little strike weapons everywhere. So it's going to be very, very interesting. Loaded, I like to go from 7 to 7. They like the long game. You know, they like it with open. But the thing about it is Pearl Jam can actually play that style. So it's going to be very interesting, my friend, and I look forward to a good battle here.
Well, obviously, Pete, there's no one more, well, obviously in line with you. You know, there's only been a few Touchbacks Open Men's league coach, head coaches over the last sort of 20 years. And Pete, you know, you talked about Maddie. You know, he's just given so much to the game, and you coached him as a young fella. He was part of your team that won Super Trans Tasman 2013, that test series over Australia. Now, Pete, in terms of the I wouldn't say the then, but what about the now? I see like Tomahawken coming through, slightly different mould, but probably different, similar size and stature and stuff, defensive player. Is there anyone else you feel that sort of could be on that par within the next 2-3 years coming through?
Well, this is how I'd look at it. I talked earlier in the day about the assisting defence. So as much as, you know, you have those individual defenders, it's a lot more, especially in the men's because it's so dynamic, it's a lot more about how you assist first phase of defence and second phase of defence. Which zone are you defending outside in primary? If you've got a Maddie who's throwing left to right, what's your first phase of defence? Are you chucking a hard link on him? You know, what you're trying to do there, and your retreat lines off that. You know, and that's pretty technical, but that in this facet of men's, that's where we need to be at. How you're going to control that range. You know, if you watch Pearl Jam, they'll push to a 7 to push to the 10. They're very, very active. They don't sit on the line in the middle, and they push out. And then what they'll do is push forward, and then their links will just drop and lift and get into a channel. You know, so that's Pearl Jam. Loaded are very physical, and they like to man and shadow. They play a little bit of shadow defence. I went to a course and Hutch done a little bit of delivery. The Achilles heel is they like it. Loaded likes it when teams tack them middle. Their Achilles heel from the man is the 32 ruck and how they have to adjust from there. So there's a little bit of insight. I think attitude to effort is going to go a long way in discipline in that 7 to 7 area.
Awesome, Pete. And obviously these teams get to see each other and play a lot each other. Pakuranga Thursday night is arguably the best module in our country, and these teams are there. All the top clubs in Auckland play at that tournament now, which is amazing. But I guess you've got to go away. You might have played them last Thursday, but this week you've got to have something that's got to be the strength in your armour. What do you think are the two teams' different strengths?
Well, one, how they've looked after themselves today. You know, like Loaded's got a big engine. So, but Pearl Jam come with a lot of youth. So are Loaded going to come out and be ruthless and get into these young boys? So the strength in the Loaded team, I have to say, would be their effort areas and their energy. The strength in the Pearl Jam would be their assisting link defence and what they're doing there. They know each other really, really well. The hard case thing is coaching comes into play here quite a lot, you know, so exciting. The uniforms, and as we're looking at the screen, in the matte black, you have your Pearl Jam, and Loaded has a red strip to just divide our teams. Pearl Jam playing from right to left as you look at the screen, whānau.
Yeah, and I see the Amigos man himself, Jimmy the Motor Taylor, has been brought into Loaded, and there's old Nate Turner just trying to hold him up there. And we've got teammates all over the place. Yeah, Tamawini ana there, Tamatia. Beautiful low game, George Durban Burgess. There's still Tommy, 20 men's. Yes, he'll slide that. Yeah, that's a great touch. He's got a beautiful low game, hasn't he, Pete?
He has, and he's very physical too. He's got good feet, but you know, he leaves the ground early. Probably not how they wanted to finish, but anyway, you know, they complete the set. There's going to be a grind here, and let's see where Loaded go with this.
Speaking of grind, Wombats out there. Yeah, there's Rocky. That's definitely their defensive team there. Here comes Rock. Oh.
It's a little bit different, yeah. And arms are up. They're all, you know, all their arms are up. They're all praying.
I don't think I've seen that one on the exit.
Yeah. That little circle. I think he got the read wrong, and then he sort of, done that little.
Made it look good.
Yep.
Yeah, we got a little southern connection. There's Jimmy Taylor out of the Amigos. And I also see, Harry Kirk's out there out of Factory. You know, so they've contracted well off season.
Yeah, and it's good that they get the opportunity. You know, like as a country, we need to do better about ensuring that the Southerners get the opportunity to play good touch. You know, like, and that's on the organisation. That's on the organisations to ensure that we've got a balance, because if we don't lift our game in this country, we're always going to run second fiddle. You know, there's got to be a plan to develop our Southerners. But good on them, good on Loaded for, off-season signings as they come through with some power. They've got that passive shape.
Yeah.
That's a good lift there.
Just on the back of that, like you're saying, you know, one great thing is you've got Nays with Kaiawa, that is now creating a tournament which is available to North Island teams to go, which they go to, yes. Which is another, like you say, another growth tournament, but there's nothing like a Whakatane tournament, as you know.
Yeah. And good on Nays, you know, like he's giving back to the sport that he was actually legendary in. You know, he's a good man, Nays, and the Kaiawa thing is a great concept, so there's a start, but we've got to do more. You know, it's got to be on an organisation to say this is how we need to grow our game and what we're doing about it.
Yes, nice work. Liking that release. Yeah, great officiating there.
Interesting. He probably read that one a little bit late, but you know, foot speed.
But yeah.
And he got to the channel pretty quick.
Kept his arms out too, Pete. You know,
a little bit reactive. Yeah. So
I tell you, this is a great start for Loaded.
Forward. Yes.
They're just running this 4-4-3-4 press with check out wide. Yeah, nice work.
Great decently.
Yeah, coming through. Here's Rock. Coming through. Wilkins out there. Nice work, little leg cut.
A little bit early there, a little bit early on the cut there. Wilkie could have held and just a little bit more. You know, I've talked a lot about defensive assisting. We need to actually develop our offensive assisting, you know, how we work off the ball, how we hold our gate to give the ball runner the opportunity to release or engage, you know. So it's something that we've got to do better. Oh, this is interesting.
Tell you, good system here, Pete, on that turnover. This box-side winger from Loaded, he flies out and makes that first touch on the 50.
Yes, I did
see very,
him.
Very nice.
Yeah. And
it relieves pressure from the middle.
Yeah, Pearl Jam were doing a tuck winger coming from their far side on that one where they're coming to their box, and he was coming around. He can get caught if they do that little slider play down the wing, though, however.
Yeah. Definitely, our wingers are a lot more active these days. Here's Matty, two-step Jimmy the motor. The Amigos, the man himself, opens up the account for Loaded.
That was interesting. If I was Pearl Jam, I would have sucked off that touch. By making that touch, they let them play. Let's see this. Jimmy comes in. He made the touch where he didn't have to. He should have slowed the momentum there. And once that touch was made, they gave him an attacking zone.
Tēnā tātou te iwi, tēnei te whiringa tō. I wainganui ngā whatukura, ko ngā tāne tēnei, Pearl Jam, ko ngā tō no tērā tau, Loaded. Haven't been in the final for some time, Pete, Loaded, but they're here and they've opened up to their account. Yeah,
It's got to be a tad forward there. You know, again, they took away the range and they're not playing with a good platform either with the physical aspect of coming out of the 10, so you've got Loaded, you know, isolated or on the back foot. That was quite casual as from a Pearl Jam standard, as it would be.
You can just see this wave defence that they're using. Yeah, just go direct, get them behind. Once you're behind that second wave, Pete?
Yeah.
It's a flat line.
And it's interesting in men. Once you break it, then you've got to go into a flat line push ball. Yeah, and they've got to. There's an art. Just as we say that, you know, there's an era coming on. The first one from Loaded, you know, they were going set completion was going good.
Yeah.
Here goes Lance through the field. he hasn't got much control on that roll ball or answer. But anyway,
so quick.
Yeah.
So quick.
I'm not saying he's not good, but anyway, yeah, that was interesting.
That's a good pull out there, you know.
Yeah, that is.
Hey,
And
that's a smart one.
That's the one that Pearl Jam should have or could have done at the far end. Oh, he dropped in. Sean Wilkie needed to come forward. You can't.
Got to go to body, eh?
You got to go to body. You can't defend off body on that mirror, especially in that small zone there. Let's watch this as he plays through. He passes it off, picks it up. He pulled straight. Number 4 pulls straight there. And then Sean is way off. He needed to go to body. And what we say is get them 1.5 off the line and then make them win the line. And what he did is he gave him the space to then give him the try.
Yeah. Mai te tahi piro kia tahi. Pearl Jam loaded. Whiringa tō Whakatane 2026. 38th year this comp's been running. Big mihi to freezing hot in their 30th year. Oh, yes. Through the hands. Skill set there. Great. Yeah. Ball down. Ball down.
At the moment, I talked up Pearl Jam's defence, and at the moment they're looking a little bit unsure. You know, like they really need some ruthlessness or comms in terms of, I told you that Loaded like to go to the man. Well, that was a man with no comms, so you know you got to do better there.
Well, you know, Pearl Jam they're blooding a lot of young ones this season. Yes. You know, coming through, and I could just see this combination here. So they're looking to the future, which is, which is sharp on their end. So they do have probably a more inexperienced team. I have been impressed by the young boy. I think Max is his name that scored that. I watched him in the earlier rounds out of Mahurangi, so very young. And you know about the longevity of clubs yourself, Pete, that you've got to keep flooding them through, don't you?
Well, look at what we said. We talked about freezing hot, you know, and even the Galaxy franchise. Like Galaxy is, you know, the
pinnacle.
Yeah.
Hey, global.
In terms of global.
Global, that's right.
Taro would be one of the older clubs in terms of longevity, and you know, whānau members obviously, but anyway, I've got to stick by my Taro as being one of the longest clubs out there, and I'm very proud of that.
A couple of teammates going at it there, George Stewart Burgess and Jimmy Taylor, debut touch flex. You on that tour, Pete, 2023 in Brisbane. Saying, hey, how's it going, Cars?
Yeah. But that's sport, you know.
Oh, it's great. It was in great humour, you know.
You wouldn't expect anything different.
Yeah.
You know, sport is about the effort that you're going to put in at that one time to get an outcome. And, you know, like there's no malice, and that's pretty short. I think we've talked about the ladies opening up the game. We really need, in the men's, and it doesn't have to be physical, Mark. It can be verbal. You know, you just make the players move, or you penalise them to move. You know, so let's Pearl Jam coming through. That's a good touch there.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it's interesting. Yeah, just seeing them, and like you say. Both the women's games showed how great games are when you open up the 7.
Yeah.
You know?
And that's got to be where we go with this. And I talk about, you know, the bigger picture here and how important the referees are in the bigger picture of our game. They're one of the most important things. And, you know, like I don't want to harp on about how refs do their job because they don't tell me how to coach.
I think the point is, Pete, it's like you got to... If the player's short, you got to ping everyone early so they get the message.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if you don't, you'll just keep, you know, you'll just, ooh. That's an interesting one.
With those, they've got to be controlled or they become dangerous. So, you know, the intent was right, maybe. The skill set wasn't so right. So that is a penalty in my mind if he isn't controlling it, because when does it become dangerous, you know, and player safety is huge in our game. Pearl Jam coming through.
Yeah. That's good D.
Oh yeah,
it was penalty.
I thought it was a penalty.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. Sort of shadowed his space, Yeah.
That turner, he actually got caught there, got caught on his heels, and then when he came around, Matty really done well getting across there, but Nat pulled him back and absolutely took his line. So, you know, good work.
Here's Georgie. Combination. Oh, yeah, little follow. Yeah, half. Yeah.
That's an experience there. Like Hicks, you know, like that was early touch there, and you know, they needed to be a bit better than that.
You know what, Pete? Like that's that takes a lot of trust to give that to the young fella, you know, in a big moment.
Yeah.
You know, it's you know, those things you just hope you learn from them.
Well, what I'd say is the leaders need a lead, you know, so in the big stuff, you know, we've got touch blacks out there. You're not going to give it to the young fella. This is not a learning foundation. You know, you've got to let him find his training wheels, and that probably wasn't the scenario.
Yeah, I think that 4.57 is very short.
Yeah.
You know, and that's. I think Tommy will open it up here. He's looking in good nick, Tommy.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they have to open up that orange.
A lot of it is about using your voice. You don't have to use a mark, just use your voice. You know, as Pearl Jam come through, that's better. I'm liking that. Better intent there. Oh, I'm liking it with a follow. Yes, yeah, you could read that one a mile away. They were going, he just released big for the follow.
But what about just in terms of skill set, Pete? Like,
yeah,
to say do this, but to actually execute it. And you caught it, Pete, on the fly. I mean, you could see that link was gone.
Yeah.
But just this one motion, catch, step, throw in, all of that motion, man, that's class. And he's just come back part of New Zealand under 75 rugby team, so he's a great nick.
He is
take the odd hit.
He's always been a part of the New Zealand environment, though, you know, and he's a very good winger. But I like the setup. But what, again, you know, the team that can control that defensive line there is going to be so better off for it. And they didn't have to make that one. They sort of... You give them attack by making that one. We played Australia, and one of their key defensive modes is any time they felt they were under pressure, they just pull off, you know, and then we'd go to a static, and then they'd take away our momentum. So there's a lot of stuff you can pick up. It's just implemented it in the right space and right time.
Here we are back live, Whakatane. George Durban Burgess, yeah, they're running that play again. Look at the speed.
Yeah.
They're really starting to stretch them now, which tells me like they're testing the lungs.
I think there's been a call to go to that link channel.
They totally, and I reckon they're testing the lungs, Pete. You know, stretch them. It's work hard, and then create some errors on the exit with this fly. You know. Oh. It's almost like they set the 7 themselves, you know, where they really bait them. This is it. This is better. Oh, unlucky. He lost his feet.
Oh.
Ooh, yeah, they just need a better... I think they need a better wider gate plant instead of closing that peak.
Right, yeah, if they open up those gates, like it's quite a narrow game both sides, you know, like, you know, they need to play a little bit more expansive, you know.
This is it. It feels like the old... the revs are going up a little bit there, Pete.
And that's better. That's better.
That's a better
like
suck.
I said,
Yeah.
They retreat off that one, take away that intensity of the...
Oh, yeah. That's that young combo. Like, man, I take my hats off. I really do.
He's the talk. I done a game with Dan Nicol this morning, and he was talking. He was giving the young fella big raps, you know. Like, and I get it, you know. But you need longevity, you know. One game doesn't make a player, you know. But good on him. Yeah, well done, well played.
Yeah, nice. And the longevity of your club, it's these young ones that you bring through. There's a nice little factory there at Mahurangi. They're very successful. There's a few, actually. But here we are. Here comes Matty on that sweep right to left. Not really his side. Wilkins, yeah, great lift. Yeah. Lance will eat those, you know. Hey, they're almost bread and butter for Lance.
I had to talk to Woods about Lance, and you play to him that side. The thing is, you know he's coming. Yeah. You actually know he's coming, you know. So you either go crossover quickie and play to a passive, so he steps out on a renowned quickie, you know, like you've got to set that, but don't put it in a sequence, just do it straight off.
Well, I think the bait is that teams just go middle. They don't actually pull them off the line and hold them and then, you know, crush back, which is easier said than done, but it's a lot better that attack than just going middle and they drop off early.
Yeah. Oh, and the ref's just getting a little bit of control here, you know, like you said to me. You said to me that refs know my name. Well, obviously refs know most of these players on the field because he's calling a field.
Hey, that's enough of that. You know what? I thought as the game. I mean, look, it's 3-2. This game is electric pace. You know, everyone feels the heat. Not just the players, Pete, you know, and that's a sign, hey, that there's a bit of pressure around.
And
Here we are.
You wouldn't want it any different, would you?
That's
wouldn't
right,
want it- yeah,
that's right.
It's a men's open final.
That is correct, and you've got to handle, the heat and the old wharekai there, whānau. But I think we're sitting an unofficial score, 4-3.
No, 3-2.
3-2, unofficial score 3-2 to Pearl Jam. It's almost been a half of half. Loaded open up their bank account with the amigo Jimmy Taylor. They opened up first. And then we sort of went 1 or 2. And Pearl Jam, I just feel like the speed, they added that speed at the back end. What are you seeing, Pete?
Yeah, just a little bit of change of attitude in terms of the Pearl Jam attack too, going to that link lane, and looking at that passive out the back there, and obviously tidying up their 7-7. Loaded, they're just losing a little bit of opportunities. They're getting a little bit clunky out of transition, which is not giving them back in. They tidy up that clunkiness out of transition, they'll get a better back end, which will give them a better result, eh?
Yeah, here we go, come through. Yeah, that's that one, didn't step up to the line.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, then come through over the top.
Yeah, but with Lance's biting and he's in that bite mode, when they man and he goes that short side, that if your assisting link is wide there, it really opens up that 2v1 on the winger there, eh?
Yeah.
This one here gives it early, long, and a follow. You knew once he gave it early in the shape of that, they were going to go that trail
This
play.
is quick, yeah, gets it outside.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. We say that you've got to step off the line. If he would have stepped off the line, that would have been a different call. So it's boom, hit the line, step out, and then make that effort. And then the effort is obviously you're going to get there. So it's just a tip for any of the whānau at home. You want to teach your kids, just make sure they step off that line, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, and in that mirror situation, he's got to come to body, especially when the range is real short around that metre. He's got to come to body, otherwise he's giving him down, papakaya to put the ball down. Like that, there's a new one.
Oh, kia ora. Kia ora. Yes, get the hanga kupu. Miana. Hey, but, just a big thanks to all our sponsors, Underwood and Wilkins. Ake, Pete's going to use some accountant advice from those chartered accountants. Iceman, Whakatane, Struddys, the Lime Foundation, One Foundation, Te Tumu Herenga, Whakatane District Council, kia Whakatane au Ōhope, it's a great song, that one, and the Whakatane Ōhope Community Board. Ka nui ngā mihi kia koutou, mo te moni, mo te pūtia, e mihi ana. So here we go, we got Loaded coming at it. I know we didn't put anything on this game, but why don't we put nachos, 3 crayfish, 5 pau and 4 butterfish back on?
Okay.
Where are you putting that?
Oh, yeah, well, at the moment, I'm going with Maddie. I'm going with Loaded. I know they're down. I know it's 3-2, but Maddie really needs to step up to the plate here. I want to see him go to a 32 platform, left to right, put him away.
Thanks, Nacho. We just put your bet on the table. Nice stuff. Here we go. It's the Southern Connection Factory and the Amigos. Here's Maddie. Here's a couple of touchbacks there.
Yeah, a couple of...
There's actually 3 out there. Oh, it's just getting their timing. Oh, it's just that little follow play, eh?
Yeah, I'd really like to see Maddie just load his left to right. He is the left to right bomber. He's got good feet. Put a good platform and keep it simple. Even off the ball there, that set, I've just backloaded, and after that set, Jen goes, can I change my bet?
No, you cannot. Hey, it's not even else to bet, but we bet it. Kia ora, Nacho. He tells me his freeze is just, endless.
Pearl Jam are going to go to work here.
Yeah.
Yeah, they go to work. That's a good first touch, and that's a good exit.
Yeah.
It's 2.
Ice the winger, man. He's just so durable. Plays all positions. Great stuff.
Good. They get into attack zone here. If they can stretch that one, I would like to see them open that up
here,
and then double it up here. Good speed there. Oh, high touch, yeah. I know that.
Reaction, eh?
Yeah, it was a reaction, but it's a penalty. He's got to keep it down. It's a defender's duty to.
Good referee. Yeah. It might be an X.
Yeah.
No, good stuff, Tommy. Yeah, you're right. Yep. Happen either way. That's a great call. Yeah.
Because where does it come from there? If you let that go, then any accident is okay, and it's not. Yeah.
Great call.
Oh, well, there's the play. And
pass, eh? Yeah, great D.
Oh,
Who was that?
And that's the exact play that I'd play on Lance and Pearl Jam, because Lance loves to lift and Nate loves to lift to that. But yeah, good play, good play.
They're going to be on Instagram tonight. Go, Peter Mac.
Well, I called it for the other team, but anyway, the other team done it. Yeah.
Yeah, nice and direct. Yeah.
But it's easy to say from the commentary box, about plays and where we actually don't know at the moment the internal running of the team. Is there injuries?
I think the fact, Pete, that you've highlighted those two links, it tells me, they're very good links.
Oh, yes.
You wouldn't be saying their names for nothing. Lance, he's one of the intercept kings.
Oh, both of them.
Nate, they're very, very hard to beat. You're so right. They'll be probably the current elite two links in maybe in our men's game, Pete.
Well, defensively, I'd say defensively.
Yep.
Offensively, like the Jones boy, he's got to be a go-to somewhere.
Yep, totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
And both of them, actually.
Yep.
Ifai and
Aves.
Yeah.
I think Aves plays more mid, but you're right in terms of strike.
Yeah.
But, great stuff, Pete.
Yeah. Oh, look, someone's listening, finally. Oh, I don't want to say it. I don't even want to coach anymore. Yeah, get Matty.
We all know that's Matty's the left to right dude, you know.
The thing about it is he should go there till the go there doesn't work. You don't get, like, we're 18 minutes into a game and it's the first time he's gone load left to right. I don't understand that, I'd be in the box saying, this is what I want from you. Get out there and do it for me. Okay, change up is this. And I don't want to jump on Matty, but anyway, my expectation he's going to win us some crayfish. But anyway.
Yep, that's right. Thanks, Natch.
As the young boy comes through, he's very physical, got good feet, eh? And he looks, and I like that. Oh, look, there's the two Mahirangi boys, played the New Zealand 18s, under the Burgess coaching crew.
Yeah.
Good on them too. Good on them for developing those
totally.
young kids in our game,
And, we're looking at the future here.
Yeah.
These young fish, just like all the greats. I remember watching, years ago, Mossy and them come through as young ones here in Whakatane, and you're just like, man, it's not long.
Yeah.
They're going to, same thing, you're starting to see it. Our New Zealand teams were successful back then, the youth
But
were part of.
I think with that, there was a plan. And what I'd like to see from Touch New Zealand is them to have a plan, and at the moment, I actually can't see it. I watched the women's final, and obviously there's the best coach in the country. Yeah, but anyway, that's not for me to say. Okay. Yeah,
Left. Didn't drop. I think what he's saying is didn't hit the line, then lifted.
Yeah. I like Matty on the Geordie.
I didn't really realise the height of these two middles, Pete. I like the height too.
Yes.
Agility and height, Yeah.
Rocky there, that's a basic Rocky. You played for your country, though, it's bread and butter. Oh, that one really frustrates me when they're just going to push it to a winger that's free and they get up that gate and then get a roll. This is our top men's teams and some of the top men's teams in the country. We've got to be better,
Yeah, me and Pete, yeah.
Easy for me to say, but,
Tama. Yeah, great release there.
Yeah. And that's some good D there. That's some good D. Let's see if they go to the engine.
Yeah, Mihiking Kaiwawao, I feel like they've opened it up. Well, this one coming off, I think he's really managed the game well. We just got to keep it open again.
That's a better one. That's a better one by Rocky there. He really set them up for they can get some power on here. They got the passive shape there. Oh, I don't know about the skill set in that.
He got away with one there. Got the rub of the green.
Yeah.
That was forward out of the hand.
Yeah.
But
anyway,
that's the call. That's the call.
Matty's on the right side. I don't want you on that side, Matty. I want you on the left side. Yeah.
You see, they're just hanging there. They just got to bait that link. They just won't bait him. Oh, great work, Iceman, man. Great young player, man.
I just have to wonder about, what's getting called from the box here,
Well, they almost manipulated them into this tight space. you know?
I'd put Matty back on that side and get him, 32 peel, 32 pick, Geordie, and let him release and look at the pitches and make some decisions there, because he's good at it.
Well, that's a nice platform. Defended well. Yeah, okay.
I think they need to be a little bit more physical before they go lateral. They're going lateral on quite a passive setup there. It's 3-3 here, so number 1, 7-7, and number 2, who's going to take the ball by the horns? That's the ball.
Yeah, nah.
Yeah. But I don't think he should have stopped there.
No, he should have carried on through.
Yeah.
That's a short 7.
Yeah. And what that does by carrying all through, it shows them distance covered, and now that's a big one.
That's the inconsistencies, unfortunately. That clearly a short 7 and then a penalty.
Yeah.
The frustration comes out.
Yep. Frustration.
Yeah.
Discipline.
Then you're talking about what's happened, but it's gone. The moment it's gone. Yeah.
You need to flush that.
You need to flush that. Yeah.
Flush that and get on to what's next here. The young fella's out there again. He went to that fake. Well, the winger came in.
That's such a hard play to defend that.
Yeah,
one.
well, the winger coming in, that was interesting. I would have run him into a corner myself, but anyway.
Yeah.
I
always struggle with that one because you grew up playing rugby in league where you're not allowed to do that.
Yeah.
But it's the goal in touch, which is it's an interesting one.
Good touch there, is that Rocky? Yeah, good touch there. And Lance getting into the game is a good thing as well. He's been a little bit quiet. He didn't have to bite there.
What a great setup, though, eh? It's the old mousetrap, eh?
Yeah.
That setup, what a great setup. Here we go. We'll get it on the replay. And a mihi ana ki ngā kai kāmera, hopane ienei. Yeah, that's that one we slides to the half. Yeah. The young pup's going good. Yes. Confidence just growing, eh?
So you go from down here where they had an opportunity with a set, then they get a turnover, get a penalty to a try. So that was a big turnaround.
Yep. They do these things really well, just looking at Tama.
It's quite narrow, like the platform's quite narrow. You're like...
Yeah. Good work. Yeah, I just watch. It's almost like they show you tight gates and you go find it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, as a coach, you just go to a 32 platform. You actually change your point of attack to a zone rather than a player. And here we go, exactly what I've just been saying. And there you go. I don't know about the turn. I wouldn't have stepped back on that. Matty's got to get in the decision here. I would have still run him from that left side 32 platform. And then here comes the engine.
Yeah, great depth, eh? They have really nice depth.
And their timing off that depth is probably a key, so it gives them that forward.
That's a great read. That cheeky play.
Yeah.
Not many wingers read it.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
Like an intercept anyway.
With the black uniforms, maybe a little bit of confusion there, but yeah, he got up into the lane there. Yeah, they need to be better here, loaded.
That stretch is good, but the check-in would be nice.
Yeah.
Hey, get that back gate, Pete.
Yeah.
So here we go, loaded. It's his 4-3 Pearl Jam. The defending champs, Whakatane. Just over under 5 minutes. 5 minutes here, toi ana, tēnei wharinga tō. And they've been down here a few times, haven't been that successful.
Oh.
Ooh. What's really impressive, they were all off the line. They step up, don't they, Pete? They drop and lift as a unit.
Yeah, they drop and lift.
Yeah.
What do we got here?
They've got to feed him, yeah.
I'm loving that they've changed the
phase.
I'm loving they've changed the point of direct attack there.
Nice. Yeah.
Now they just need to put some intent and intensity into that and use it as a decoy.
Oh, yeah, just waster, that one. They're so proactive, though, Pearl Jam. They will get up. They're not there to hold off. Ooh. Yeah.
You can tell how he lifted it and landed it. It was pretty much done.
Yeah. He'll run that off, yep.
Oh, that's good. Good to see.
Good to see, yep.
Oh, my gosh. And just with that,
Pete, I'll tell you what, though, how great's today been? You know, you've done 100 games today. You're on Waiheke Island last night, you know.
I was at a birthday last night.
Wow, Mr. International, you're in the South Island. Geez, you're all over the place.
Yeah, well, you just try and support, you know, it's all about your friends, and I suppose there's a saying, you know, your circle is your ceiling. So, you know, the people that you move with is going to be how you move. And I'm lucky enough that my circle have some great people in it, you know, and that, you know, I'm talking about the playing up, but not only the playing up, yourself. And, you know, when you take me on these type of holidays for, you know, hunting kaimoana, you know, and I get in with a 3 mil wetsuit and it's freezing cold. But anyway.
Overreaction.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, don't ever ask an Aucklander to bring a spring suit to the South Island. The spring suit I had at arms and legs, he shows up. It's almost like a budgie smuggler one.
Yeah.
All right, Jenkins, go, Matty. It's just got to get in there.
Spring means spring, and I'm liking that.
Wow, what a
circle.
Look at this defense shape. Far out.
Let's get active here.
I think you lost count.
Just the latch.
Wow.
The latch in late, you know, like we've lost the skill of latch in late here.
Well, I watched that late and they run a passive off it, but just that Pearl Jam defense, they just slid, they dropped. Very impressive systems.
Yeah, I don't think they really had that latch in there.
Yeah.
And Pearl Jam are not committing. That's some great yards there. You know, that's okay, you know. At this stage, you know, it's 13-20. You know, the clock is actually starting to move, so there need to be some action here.
There's only actually one in it. There's only actually one in it, Pete.
Yeah, there is one in it.
Yeah, momentum-wise, it does look like Pearl Jam, but there's only one touchdown. Tama just injected himself well. Yep, he's just, I guess, flown under the radar, but done his role, you know, in this game.
But look at them, they're actually completing in the, you know, Pearl Jam.
That's right.
They're completing their sets at the right end of the field.
That's right.
You know, time is actually on their side.
Great lift.
Yeah.
That's a great lift.
And those
wow. Frustrating.
His effort areas, Ezra, you know, at the moment, he's got one of the top effort areas in the game.
And look now, that pressure, that frustration of trying to move the ball because the gates are so tight. Yeah. They get a turnover on halfway with 2.5 minutes remaining. They won't be happy with that one.
And look, tempo's just slowed down a bit. Oh my gosh. I talked about his roll ball, and that one sort of got him, that one. And at a big stage in the game.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's better. I
this
like
is
that.
Real clinical.
That's intent is better.
Just that tuck the way, you know. You got to pick two hands.
It doesn't give them time to set their defence though.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
He went down on his knee. That's a bad one there.
It's ball down.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, it's definitely ball down. Well, we will see the play. I hope he's all right, the young fella.
It's the young Burgess boy. He got taken out sideways. He went down on his knee.
We've got the replay here, and it just looks like ball down. Unfortunately, just took his ball down there. We're just watching the replay. We're very concerned about the young Durbus Burgess young lad. And I think they're blowing it.
Yeah,
I think they're blowing the final.
Yeah, I think that's it. Yes, that's it. That's a game, and I suppose a little bit of controversy at the end there. But you know, you take it as it comes, and congratulations to Pearl Jam. A 4-3 win overloaded, but a little bit of a bummer about that is I hope that knee injury isn't too serious, and I wish him all the very best. You know, to Matty and his crew. You know, like you were very, you had your opportunities, and you were very brave and gallant. And I suppose at the end of the day, the Pearl Jam were just that little bit better. To everyone that's attended the 2026 Whakatane, I just want to, from the organising committee, the Whakatane Touch Association, from the Rod Walker and his crew, from our setup of our broadcasters, I just want to say a big thank you for your attendance here. Again, congratulations to Freezing Hot on their 30th anniversary, and to to Daz and all those senior members of Freezing Hot. You know, you are true stalwarts of our game and have been for 30 years. So a big ups to you. In a wrap up, just a big congratulations to Pearl Jam to being the 2026 Men's Open finalist and going back to back, to Latoya, Tia and the Playing Up girls. You showed where the coaching is in women's in this country and the standard that needs to be set, you know, and I wish everyone going to the homegrown next week all the very best. You know, I'm always supporting the Touch Blacks, but to our coaching staff, our new coaching staff in that, you know, we've really got to have a look at what we're doing. Pearl Jam, what can I say? You know, defensively, offensively, good, loaded. You know, they took them to a grind, but just didn't get there in the end. So from me to all the whānau, have a safe and happy New Year, whānau, and we're wishing you all the best. If you're going out to tonight, whānau, and enjoying yourself, do exactly that. Let's look after each other out there, you know, like as much as we like to celebrate, we also like to make sure that everyone is doing that in the frame of mind that everyone's safe. So from me to you, kia ora whānau. That's a wrap.
Tēnā tātou te iwi, kei kore taku hoa Sean Wilkie. Wilkie, kōrero mai mo te whiringa tō me tō krapu hoki.
Ai rā, tuatahi ake, ka tika me mihi ki te kapa o PJ, mō tēnā kēmu, ai, te auaua hoki, hioi anō. Ai, poho kereru ana, koinei tā mātou wā tuatahi, ki tēnei kēmu nunui. Nā reira ai, aha koa, ahua mamai, ahua pauri, poho kereru tonu.
And tēnei karapu, pehe toro kua tū tēnei karapu o loaded?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a big weekend, a big day, and that's what Whakatane is all about. We managed to get the monkey off the back with our first victory in a semi-final, and happily over a Wairere who we've been down to 5 times before. So to get that one under the belt was huge for us, and but you know, we had to go one better, and unfortunately we couldn't do that today.
Hey, on behalf of all the clubs here, congratulations on making the final, Wilkie, and all the best for, I know you got homegrown and touchbacks and to aspire to, so hoki pai atu ki te kāinga, mauri ora. Tēnā. Kia ora mai, bro. Hey, kia ora te iwi, kei konei ngā kāpuni of Pearl Jam. I've got the captains of Pearl Jam and I've got Tama. Tama, how was that final for the boys?
Oh, bro, it was a big grind. We know that they loaded a fit as and got a running team and brought in a couple guns in there just to tidy up their strike. So it was definitely a 30-minute effort. Obviously came down to the last wire down the end there, but man, just so stoked for the boys. And you know, our sort of theme was, you know, nothing's going to get handed to us, you know, trying to get that three-peat. So the boys just came out and took it. And shout out to Loaded, I think that's their first Whakatane final too. But yeah, well, stoked, man, stoked with the result.
Thank you, Tama. And Lance, I see you blooded some young ones into this campaign. Talk a little bit about the club, Lance.
Yeah, look, we've come a long way. We've been building each year in out, and we're so blessed to be where we are at the moment. We've got a lot of young bucks that's come through, especially this tournament. Like Tama just said, we've got a lot out, especially our experience, our older players, Daniel, Lewis, Danji, like so many of our experienced players who's been on this field time and time again. But for our young bucks to step up like how they did in a big game like this, it truly means a lot to our club, and they've just grabbed our culture and ran with it, and they've got such a big future in our game in New Zealand as well. So I think they are the future, especially like Loaded out a lot of young bucks too, and for them to perform like how they did, it's just great signs for our country, and it's great signs for our club, for each of our clubs. So yeah.
Awesome, you pretty much just echoed Peter Mack's words around the future of the club. But so congratulations to Pearl Jam, playing up in all the winners today, but definitely all the club teams that make Whakatane what it is. We'll see you next year. Mauri ora.
Mauri ora.
Yeah. Mean brothers, thank you very much. Mean, shot lads, welcome home to you, bro. Awesome.
Never falter. Came with the hands out, get them off us. I'm 24/7 in the office. Pay attention cause I ain't repeating offers. Yeah, never met a man I've been scared of. Careful, you gon' get exactly what you asked for. Here for whatever you bring me getting handled. I answer to no one, I don't need to hassle.